Ayan, good day everyone. It's me again, your PF3 instructor, Melissa Alhaka. So, okay, now that you have learned and learned how and where the game started, so today, okay, we are going to start a new topic. Okay, so do you want to know the equipment of the game? Okay, so that's good to hear. So, without further ado, okay, let us move on to our discussion. But before that, here's our objective for this session. Okay, so our objectives for today. Okay, you as students, you are expected to learn the equipments used in Sepak Takraw. Okay? Okay, so moving on our starting next discussion, we are going first to have a short recap. So just a short refresher para lang ma-refresh yung mga utak natin. Baka nakakalimutan na natin from our previous session kung ano yung sepak takraw. Okay, balikan natin. Saan siya nagmula? Saan siya nag-originate? So nag-originate siya sa Malaysia. Okay, so yung sepak takraw, hindi yan yung original name. So before, kilala si sepak takraw as sepak raga sharing. Okay? Did you understand po? So, saan galing si sepak takraw? Lahat may pinanggalingan na salita. So, si sepak takraw, sepak comes from the Malay word meaning kick. Okay, sipa. Ayan. So, and the word takraw, it is a Thai word meaning a woven rattan. So, dahil nga yung bola na ginagamit is ano, from a rattan made of aratan. Okay, so a sepak takraw is also is known as a foot volleyball game. Okay, so another thing, sepak takraw is a very popular game around Southeast Asia as well as here in the Philippines. Okay, it is also known as a sepak raga. Okay, you still remember? Yan, very good. Okay, so sabi nga natin as we've discussed the game sepak takraw, so it only allows the players to use their feet, knee, chest, head to touch the ball. So that is why hands off. So unlike the volleyball in which they usually use their hands to top the ball. So sa sepak takraw, lahat ng parte ng katawan pwedeng gamitin except for the sa hand. Bawal siya. Kaya nga, hands off. Okay? So, naintindihan po, bawal gamitin ang kamay sa paglalaro ng sepak takraw. Okay, so ayan, tapos na tayo sa a summary, a recap about sepak takraw and diniscuss na natin yan sa ating last session. So for some, okay, that was a summary of a sepak takraw, kung saan galing, kung ano yung pinanggalingan ng salitang sepak takraw. A glimpse of a summary lamang po yun, ano? For some na hindi napanood, so ayun po yung ano natin, recap natin. Ano po? So now let us move on to our next topic for today. Ano po? Which is all about the equipments of sepak takraw. Ano po? Our pre-final lesson 2. Okay. So on our next slide, we are going to discuss the very first one of the pinaka-importanteng equipment ng sepak takraw. Okay, so are you guys now ready to learn the equipments of sepak takraw? Okay, so that's good to hear. Okay, so without further ado, let us move on to our next slide. Okay, now let's welcome the first equipment that is very important to the sepak takraw. Okay, okay. So here's the picture of a volleyball court. Okay, and the sepak takraw. So bakit nga ba nandito yung dalawang picture na to? As we observe here, okay, the sepak takraw is very much similar to that the volleyball court. Ano po, with the flat and uniform surface. Ayan, kung mapapansin natin, ayan sa picture, pinagtabi ko yan in order for you students to ano, to have a glimpse sa pagkakapareho ng dalawang court. Ayan, ano, makita natin yung lines. So, ayan, pareho po ang kanilang ano. Yun nga lang, meron ditong semicircle at ibang circles na nakalagay. So, but but almost the same lamang po, ano, pero almost the same, pero hindi po, i-rephrase natin, almost the same siya, pero hindi siya totally pareho, no? Kasi ko kanina kasi pareho lang. But, rephrase natin, almost the same siya. Ano po? So, ayan. So, moving on. Okay, so moving on. Okay, this is the picture of a volleyball court. Ano po, the volleyball court dimension. So as we can see here, as we observe, meron na po siyang mga label, a measurement po, ano, for every side of the court as well as the net. Tingnan natin. So the dimension of the court is around 6.10 meters in width. Okay? And 13.40 meters in length. Kung makikita natin dito sa gilid, yung pahaba niya. Ano po? So, with the boundary lines drawn over it. So, of course, kung ano yung kahaba ng ano, sa, tawag nito, yung sa width niya, ganun din yung kalaki ng boundary lines. Okay. So, the court borderline should be 10 feet. Ayan, 10 feet or 3 meters away from the obstacles. So the net height is at the center is around 5 feet and 1 inch. So yan po yung sukat ng ating court dimension na tinatawag. Okay? Okay, so the parts of the court includes the center line. So the center line also divides into two parts. So, okay, the court, ayan, the quarter lines and the service, the quarter circles and the service circles. Okay, so now let us move on to our second equipment. But take note, guys, students, that this second equipment is the most essential equipment of the game. So without this one, so hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng sepak takraw. So unlike any other games, yung discussion natin dati sa session natin, the volleyball, the the tawag nito, the volleyball and the basketball, sepak takraw before pa man, so nung paka-imbento pa lamang sa kanya, meron na silang gamit na tawag to, sariling bola. It's just that the same design lang ha, take note po ha, the same design as we can see here in the picture, same design po sila ng tawag nito, nung mga makabagong bola ng takraw ngayon. But then, ano po, mapapansin natin, as in, literal nagawa po talaga siya sa rattan, a woven rattan. Kaya po makapansin na, ayan po yung itsura, color brown. So, ayan, rattan po talaga. Galing po talaga sa salita. Yung Thai, di ba, Thai word na um, takraw is a woven rattan. Okay, so dyan talaga, ayan, kung makikita natin, hindi pa siya colorful. Ano, hindi pa siya colorful. But then, so kung mapapansin natin, meron na siyang sariling bola. Okay, so paglaro ng mga as the years pass by, so yung nangyari, mas na-enhance na lang siya. So a ball, there is no game. It is without the ball, there is no game. Ano po tinatawag, no? It is a spherical shape, a spherical shape, and usually made of synthetic fiber na po. Ngayon po, makita natin, masyadong colorful na siya. But then, hindi naman po nabago yung design ni, tawag nito, ni rattan sepak takraw ball. So, moving on our next slide, titingnan natin kung ano yung tawag nito, pinagkaiba ng mga ball ni sepak takraw compared to any other ball. Okay? Okay, so the same with other sports, may magkaiba din po na ginagamit na timbang ng bola yung for women and for men. Okay, so it has a maximum weight of 170 to 180 grams for men. Again, it has a maximum weight of 170 to 180 grams para sa mga lalaki and 150 to 160 grams for women. Okay, so it has also a diameter of 5 inches. The ball has is made of also synthetic fiber that has 12 holes overall. Sa buong ano niya, meron siyang 12 holes, butas, and 20 intersections with the maximum circumference of 42 to 44 centimeter. Ayan, magkaiba, again, take note po, magkaiba din po yung, since magkaiba yung grams for men and women, magkaiba din po yung circumference ng tawag nito ng rattan ball for men and women. So for men, 42 to 44 centimeter. For women naman, 43 to 45 centimeter. Ayan po. So the ball can be single colored or multicolored. So ngayon, pwede na siya maging single color o multicolor. But no, nung sa history ng Sepak Takraw, brown lamang siya. The rattan ball lamang yung ginagamit. Ano po? So, ayan, that's all about the rattan ball. Okay, moving on to our next slide. Okay, so here's the net of the Sepak Takraw. Okay, so on our next slide, so we are going to talk about kung sa anong material. Kung makikita natin doon sa ano, merong net po sa gitna ng court si Sepak Takraw kagaya ni volleyball. So, we're going to talk that on our next slide. For our third So for our third equipment, here's the net. Okay, so this is the net of the Sepak Takraw. A while ago, so or dati nating mga kaninang slides, use of our previous slides, so sinabi ko nga na may net si Sepak Takraw, the same with the volleyball. So, the net is usually made of ordinary cord or nylon. So, hindi maarte si Sepak Takraw. But, with 6 to 8 centimeter mesh, and the net shall be 0.7 meters. Okay, so with the maximum length of 6.1 meters from the center of the court, but of course magkaiba pa din po yung height tawag nito ng net from women to men. Okay, so the height of the net should be 1.42 meters for women and 1.52 meters for men. So, etong net na to is pangatlo sa napaka-importanteng equipment na ginagamit sa paglalaro ng sepak takraw. Okay, did you get it po? Okay. So, okay, nandito tayo sa question na to. Ito yung question. Okay, what to wear on your feet? So, unlike any other games, sports, ayan, sabi dun sa basketball, you can play basketball with or without chinelas or with shoes. Okay, kahit saan pwede mong laruin si basketball. Of course, ganun si Sepak Takraw, but then, what to wear on your feet? Ano po, since bawal nga siyang i-touch ng kamay, so you are just going to use your feet. So, medyo matigas yung rattan ball. So, of course, masakit yun sa paa. So, dapat meron kang suot. So, ano yung gagamitin mo? What to wear on your feet? So, on our next slide, okay, titingnan natin kung ano yung susuot mo dapat sa iyong mga paa kapag ikaw ay naglalaro ng, okay, sepak takraw. So, ayan. So, okay, sasabi natin sa kanina sa isang slide, sa ating previous slide, okay, what to wear on your feet? Tatanungin kita, ano yung susuotin mo kapag ikaw ay naglalaro ng sepak takraw? Of course, okay, A, okay, very good. The shoes, okay. So, but the shoes, may specific shoes na dapat gamitin. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-boots. Try mong mag-boots na maglalaro ka ng sepak takraw. Hindi ba comfortable ba siya or medyo mahirap igalaw? Ano po, since paa mo yung gagamitin. Yung soles mo, yung sole ng sapatos yung gagamitin. So, okay, the shoes are light dapat. Light and lightweight and okay, and have a flat sides good soles. Ano po? Okay, it has a good grip on both indoor and outdoor. So, bawal yung mga madulas na sapatos. Yan nga po, sabi ko kanina, bawal si boots, bawal yung ibang klase, ano po, bawal yung mga madulas na sapatos. Okay, okay, it has a sole inside to support the thigh impact of constant jumping and landing. Ano po, medyo physical po kasi ang larong sepak takraw. So, kailangan meron siyang support. Ano po, so ayan, these are especially made for players to help them kick perfectly. Ayan po. So, yan yung I think pangatlo, pang-apat na if I'm not mistaken sa okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, pang 4 na equipment na kailangan sa larong tawag nito, sepak takraw. Okay? So, ayan. So, hindi ko na malayan. Yun na pala yung ating last slide. Ano po? So, yun yung mga pinakamahalagang equipment ni Sepak Takraw. Okay, so now that you have learned what to wear and where to play, okay, on our next discussion, next session natin, let us discover the most important thing in Sepak Takraw. So, do you know what is it? Okay, of course you do. Okay, so next meeting. Okay, let's learn how to play sepak takraw. Okay, so first matutunan natin laruin si sepak takraw. So that's all for today's lesson. So if you have some question or clarification, just write it down on your notebook and we're going to discuss that on our next synchronous class. So I hope that you learn a lot from this lesson. So thank you so much for listening and till our next episode. Again, this is Melissa Alhaka, your Bull Games and Sport Instructor. Goodbye, class.